Hello and welcome to Forest VR's Forest Science Explorers. Today, we're going on a virtual field trip to a dry open eucalypt forest in southern Queensland. We're going to meet Rex. He's a forest scientist called a forester, and it's his job to manage these forests for a range of reasons, including to keep the environment strong and healthy, and to grow and regenerate some of the beautiful hardwood timber we use to build our homes and schools. Come with us and look for clues that help explain how this forest has adapted to grow in its environment. And along the way, we'll also learn how Rex uses the science behind these adaptations to sustainably manage them for today and the future. And don't forget to look up and down and all around you to help find all the clues. Are you ready? Let's go!
Hi, I'm Rex. Welcome to southern Queensland, this mixed eucalypt forest. Look at this beauty. Huge, isn't he? Oh, I reckon he's about 50 years old. This particular one would be ideal for our timber, flooring, housing, what you call home. This is my office. Let's take a look around, eh? The mixed eucalypt forests, like the one we're standing in now, are the most commonly found hardwood forests across Queensland and New South Wales. These forests exist in subtropical and temperate zones of East Coast Australia in shallow, well-drained soils. This forest zone has unreliable rainfall, often getting heavy summer storms, and it can often suffer from extended droughts. Although the trees in this forest look stationary, there's a lot happening to help them survive in this environment. We're going to explore 4 clues in this forest to show us how. Okay, for clue number 1, we look up 20 to 30 metres up to the tree canopy where the leaves are found and where photosynthesis takes place. See how sparse and open they are. Look carefully and you'll also notice differences in the leaves as they grow. The younger leaves of the trees are wide and look like they are laying flat to absorb lots of sunlight to help grow quickly. As they age, their leaves become thinner and reduce in number and start to point to the ground to avoid the sun and slow water loss, allowing it to survive and grow in dry conditions. Now look down and you'll notice the sun's rays reaching the forest floor. This open canopy also allows more sunlight to reach the ground for all of these native grasses to grow. Clue number 2, let's head up to the top of the tree canopy to observe the ironbark's leaves. The regions where these forests grow are warm and humid, and are also great places for insects, bacteria, fungi and viruses to thrive, and they all love eating different parts of these trees. To stay healthy, the trees that live here need to produce physical and chemical defences against these potential attackers. This ironbark tree, for example, produces toxic oils in its leaves to ward off attackers. This oil was well known by local Aboriginal people to be used for bush medicine. Today it's used as the base for many eucalypt oil products, including antiseptics and cold and flu treatments. Clue number 3, we look down to the soil and roots. To help the trees survive dry conditions, these trees are slowly growing and have deep roots that help the tree access water in the lower soil layers. They also help the tree to grip and stay upright in the ground during storms, high winds and even cyclones. The slower growth of these trees mean the wood it produces in its trunk is very hard and strong. Clue number 4, we have a look at the bark of these trees. Look what we got here. So this is our ironbark. This is our spotted gum. Alright, so how do we tell the difference? Alright, so see the real deep fissured bark in our ironbark here? And see those fissures, see the actual colour, the dark red in there? Nice young tree, he's got plenty to grow. Completely different to our spotted gum. What's the big difference? Look at that smooth bark. Alright, you might see there, she's sort of starting to flake off. So as it's growing, it's actually losing that outer layer of bark. Beauty. For thousands of years, Aboriginal communities living in these forests have used fire in the landscape to achieve a number of outcomes. The trees growing here have adapted and thrived to the presence of fire in the forest. If you look to the left, the spotted gum bark is smooth and hard to burn as they shed their rough outer bark as they grow larger. This thick insulating cork layer of bark extends all the way up there into the higher branches, protecting the tree from damage from fires. Now when you look right, you see the ironbark tree's bark to the rough deep ridges as the bark doesn't shed but splits as the tree grows wider. The depth of this bark protects it from fire. After a fire, the forest springs back to life and the cycle of the forest starts over again.
So we've found all the clues. Can you remember how trees in these open dry eucalypt forests have adapted to their environment? That's right, with leaves that change size and direction as they age to reduce water loss, by producing leaf oils to ward off insect attackers, trees that have deep roots that grow down to the water table and keep them stable in storms, and finally, different adaptations in their bark to protect them from bushfires. It is forest science like this that foresters like Rex use every day in their work to sustainably manage, harvest and regenerate these productive forests for today and for all generations to come. But not all forests are the same. Can you find our dry open eucalypt forest? What can you see that's different between this forest and others found around Australia? Can you think of why they might be different? That's right, because they grow in different environments and have adapted in different ways. So come and join us to explore other Australian forests and meet more forester friends and keep on exploring.